Thanks for joining us on The World Now on TVC News. Let's begin with a fallout from the United Nations General Assembly. Russia's decision to mobilize more citizens for the war with Ukraine is not in any way going down well with world leaders. They are reacting harshly and pledging unshakable support for the Ukrainian leadership and its people. We have details in this report.
Ukraine has the same rights that belong to every sovereign nation.
The United States President Joseph Biden told the UN General Assembly that Russia has shamelessly violated the core tenets of the United Nations Charter, which prohibits countries taking the territories of their neighbors by force. President Biden emphasized Russia's invasion of Ukraine is about extinguishing Ukraine's rights to exist as a state. He pledged the U.S. unflinching support for Ukraine.
The United States wants this war to end on just terms, on terms we all signed up for, that you cannot seize a nation's territory by force, that the only country standing in the way of that is Russia. So we, each of us in this body, who's determined to uphold the principles and beliefs we pledge to defend as members of the United Nations, must be clear, firm, and unwavering in our resolve. Ukraine has the same rights that belong to every sovereign nation.
Meanwhile, the European Union has resolved to impose new sanctions on Ukraine. Although the exact extent and time is yet to be determined, EU Foreign Minister Joseph Borrell says the Union's support for Ukraine in the war remains unshakable. So says Germany too. At the UN General Assembly, the British Prime Minister Liz Truss told world leaders the story of 2022 should rather be seen as a story of freedom, fighting back in the face of rising aggression and not authoritarianism. She wasn't speaking far from Russia's aggression against Ukraine. The British Prime Minister pledged that the UK will sustain its military support to Ukraine for as long as it takes.
At this crucial moment in the conflict, I pledge that we will sustain or increase our military support to Ukraine for as long as it takes. New UK weapons are arriving in Ukraine as I speak, including more MRLS rockets. We will not rest until Ukraine prevails.
Concluding her speech, she added that Britain will not be strategically dependent on those who seek to weaponize the global economy. Instead, it will reform its economy for continuous progress with allies.